Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. Thank you so much for being with us today. As you can see, my shelves are empty. I'm almost out the door here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be broadcasting from this space next week or not. So,
okay.
Tuned. So, I am your host, Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. To my side, I have Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista. And of course, supporting us from down below is Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me. I'm almost afraid to ask, how was this week for you? Krista, you want to start?
Look at her face.
We only have an hour. We only have an hour.
Right.
Discretion is the better part of valor. Is that not what they say?
That is what they say. That is what they say. So the traveling, you're back in your house now.
I am. Yes.
How was all of that beautiful traveling? I saw pictures on Facebook and all the wonderful places that you went.
That was amazing. And we really did have an amazing time, and we get to see and do some fantastic things. And, so for those who need a catch up, we did 3 countries in 6 days, 5.5 days, 6 days. 4, if you count the country we flew out of, which was Belgium. We live in the Netherlands. So we flew into Slovakia, and from Slovakia, we flew into Bratislava, Slovakia, and then we drove to Vienna, Austria. Spent a couple of days there. I have to tell you, Vienna is it's an amazing city. It's, fantastic. And then from there, we went and drove to Budapest, which is two cities. And Tracy double-checked, they became one in 1873. So,
wow. Cool.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I've learned today. One more, and I get to take a nap.
Oh, excellent. Well, you'll have to hang on. I'm sure Damaris has something new to share with us.
Oh my gosh. Too funny.
Well, I want to take just a second to welcome everybody who is watching. We did have some technical glitches, but I was able to hook up to the group just before the show started. So we are broadcasting on GayleNicholson.com stream. Excuse me. No, we're not. We're broadcasting on YouTube, which actually does go to GayleNicholson.com, but we're also on my business page on Facebook under Gayle Nicholson, the Three Crones and the Woo Woo group, and on YouTube. So thanks so much, everybody, for coming in. Make sure that you leave a comment. Hi, CJ. Hi, Julie. Hi, Tracy. Thanks so much for joining us. Julie's on YouTube. I'm so excited. And so is Tracy. I really love the idea that this is kind of pushing us towards YouTube a little bit more. Just because, if a boyfriend had treated me the way that Facebook has been treating all of these groups and streaming and all this kind of stuff, I would have cut them out of my life a long time ago. And it's only because they give us access to you all that I put up with their shit. Okay. So, Damaris, how was your week?
It's been going great. Getting ready to launch that book. Is coming out Friday. The book.
Yay!
My birthday's tomorrow, so I'm just.
Happy birthday! I did not know that, or else I would have done something graphically.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm excited for that. I'm gonna go out to eat. I'm going away the weekend, so I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Awesome. Where are you going?
I said to my husband, I've never been to Vermont and I've never been to Maine. So I want to go to one of those places. I just want to visit because I've never been there. So we're going to probably go to one of those.
And CJ says, happy birthday and congrats on the book launch. I recommend Vermont. I lived there for 2 years. It might be a little bit early right now, but man, when those leaves start turning,
yeah, it's in about 2 more weeks.
Yeah,
I think.
I've never been there.
Check with Sue and Tracy in terms of what the leaf colors are happening where they're at. I don't know if Patty's watching. She's in Maine.
Okay.
Or Patricia. She shows up as Patricia. And so does Michael. And he sometimes watches, but I don't know. But yeah, I lived in Maine for 5 years. So I'm like pretty partial to Maine.
Yeah, I get that.
I love Maine.
And she loves it there.
I do. I love Maine and it's beautiful there. However, I've been to Vermont several times and I love Vermont too. So for me, it's like, it's a win either way.
Yeah.
You're not, it's not a,
Definitely.
it's not a negative. So,
yeah. Well, if you do end up choosing Vermont, put this name in your husband's ear, the Molly Stark Inn. I've stayed there a couple of times. The owner is a friend of mine. His name is, I believe it's Reed, if I'm remembering correctly. I haven't talked to him in a number of years if he still owns the place. But the guy makes the most amazing breakfasts ever. And the house is just adorable. So I high recommendations for that. It's a bed and breakfast. It's the Molly Stark Inn.
Yeah.
It's only got like 3 or 4 rooms, and it's got this beautiful little teeny tiny dining room with 2 or 3 table for twos in it, and then a screened-in porch that overlooks the woods. So it's really beautiful. They've got a couple of out cabins that have jacuzzis now, I believe. So, like I said, I highly recommend the place if you do choose to go to Vermont. Yeah. And if you go to Maine, you got to find Tim Cotton.
Okay.
Do you know Christy, do you know?
I don't know Tim Cotton. That must be further north.
It's a person.
Oh, okay. I'm like, who is Tim?
What did he do?
He was a cop. I think he's still a cop, but he's like one of these homey Maine cops that you'd see a TV show about. And he writes. And he writes really, really well. And it like he's got like stories from the back porch kind of thing. And so, yeah, he's adorable. I like him.
I was going to say, if you go to Maine and you go to Portland, and you like theater, I have a theater I can recommend. I know the owner.
How long? Lived 2 years, you said?
I lived in Maine for 5, and Gayle lived in Vermont for 2. Yeah.
So you both know the areas.
Yes.
And I've never been to either, so I want to go to one of those.
Well, awesome.
Yeah. And now you're no closer to making a decision than you were 5 minutes ago.
There you go. I hope we didn't help at all.
Because we have to book, where we're staying.
Yep.
So we have to, have to decide which one.
Hey, those who are watching, because I know there are some that are very familiar with Vermont and Maine, please go ahead and make sure that you mention what it is about Vermont and what it is about Maine to see if you can help Damaris on her decision. Because I know Tracy's watching and she has, I know, opinions about both of them. So if she's watching, she'll have opinions as well.
Yes, I would love to read those comments.
Yes. So let's see if we can help her.
Tracy says that she does have more suggestions for Maine. So yeah. Okay. I just asked them all to put in there in writing. Yay! I'm getting more facile with this thing. It's awesome.
There we go. It is. Practice makes perfect.
Right.
And we do appreciate you, Gayle.
Aw, you're so
Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Are you done with this week?
Yes,
Damaris? Okay.
It's
this week. Oh my gosh. I slipped into a deeper depression than I have ever in the last 15 years.
Wow.
I mean, spot ugly, crying. I woke up in the middle of the night to cry. I mean, I didn't wake up crying because I had a dream that made me cry. I woke up and burst into tears.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
like a mourning, right? Like you're
Yeah,
mourning
it was a
something, the
grief
death of
process
something.
of some sort.
Yeah.
And you know, there was a lot of personal stuff that I could go, okay, that contributed, that contributed, that contributed. But my energetic response to those things was way off the charts, just off the charts. And I was wondering if I was going to come back from it.
Oh my gosh.
It really was. And then something, and I imagine you're going to be able to explain this, Damaris, my love. But something, I don't want to say snapped. It didn't snap. It wasn't like a pop and something was different, but something definitely shifted. And when I woke up Monday morning, the term comes to mind, bitch on fire.
Whoa.
Okay.
But I wasn't aggressive, dominating, bitch on fire. I'm not saying shit to no one. I'm just getting shit done.
Yeah.
You know? And that itself has been a huge shift from where I was even before all of that.
Yeah.
So inside me, there was something about who I was before that I was grieving letting go of.
Yeah.
And then what showed up is what remains.
And you're rebirthing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're up leveling again in dimensionally speaking.
Yeah.
With all our energy. So yeah. And I can appreciate everything what you just said about I haven't been waking up crying or waking up to cry, but an unusual thing for me is I have been having a hard time going to sleep, like to the point where panic attacks.
Yeah.
Really?
You know, and it's been years since I've had a panic attack. But yeah, it's like panic attacks are happening and I'm going, okay, this is an interesting energy.
So many changes, you know, that we're going through.
Oh, yeah.
I love what Adam just contributed here. Sorry to hear this, Gayle, but remember, depression really means you pressed on.
Yeah.
I like
that. I like that. Who is it? Is it Jim Carrey that said something about depression is that you don't want to play that persona anymore?
Yeah.
You know, and I wish I could remember it. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, please put it in the comments. But he's got something like what Adam just said, like depression, you pressed on. It's something like that, and I can't remember it right now. So
I also heard
that
depression has to do with your past and anxiety with the future. So
sometimes
there we go. You were worried about your past, or you were like, your past, and I guess I'm worried about my future.
There you go.
Well, considering there are things that are happening, and I'm like,
now, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like you gotta stay present, I can't control.
Which is the gift, right? The present is the gift.
Yeah. Present is a gift. Yeah,
right here, right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
And this week I'm leaving for Las Vegas tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And I am going to have 4 days of absolute bliss.
Good for you.
So I can't wait to hear what Damaris's report is going to be this week. Because I hope it supports that. I hope I'm not going to be swimming upstream to have fun.
It might. I'm going to speak about Mars going into Libra today.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, let's kick this off with Krista's crystal. Wait. No, Damaris goes first.
Damaris goes first.
Damaris goes first.
I'm like, let's do it.
All righty. Here we go.
All right. So we're going to talk about Mars going into Libra today. You know, Mars is at a detriment inside of Libra's house, right? Because Libra wants peace and harmony and balance. Mars is the god of war, is the war planet. So it doesn't want to be play nice. It wants to be rough. It wants to be blunt. It doesn't have any patience. So in the house of Libra, Mars has to, play by the rules. Mars is a guest in the house of Libra. So when you're
that's going to turn it all passive aggressive, isn't it?
Well, it can be. There has to be some compromise, you know.
Oh, that explains a lot too today. My brain has been wicked passive aggressive. I'm like, oh, where the heck is this coming from?
It is. Also, Libra wants, it's all about partnerships. It's all about balance. It's all about, you know, getting along. Mars is all about the self. It's all about, you know, it's like the ego, right? So in the house of Libra, it has to play by the rules. It has to compromise. It has to play nice. It has to be polite conversations, you know, because it's all about it's all about that, right? In the house of partnerships, right? But Mars is not polite. Go ahead, Krista. What you were gonna say?
I'm like going, damn, you are describing my week.
Yeah, I mean, the energies are taking, you know, it starts just before it goes in. It goes in today, but it's about having, you know, nice conversation, playing nice. It's about, again, not being blunt. Libra wants everything to be equal, everything to be shared. Mars doesn't want that. It's going to be at its detriment in that house, because it's going to have to be forced to play nice. And if it doesn't, there's going to be problems. There's a tug of war, right? So I don't know, conversations between relationships, whether the relationships are romantic or co-workers or friendships, might have issues. They might have issues, you know, understanding, being on the same page. Again, they're two different energies. And when you think about the houses, house number 1 is all about the South. So Mars only wants to think of itself. It doesn't care about anybody else. It's apathetic, if you will. Now, you know, Libra is quite the opposite. It's very sympathetic, very compassionate, because it's all about, you know, partnerships. It's all about that. So I don't know what's going to happen between now and October 30th, because that's how long it's going to be in there.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I just was looking down at my astro profile, which is on my bulletin board, which is right over here at the moment, and it just so happens that that Libra, for me, my Libra is in the is like with Mars, you know, house 1. Is that right?
Oh, okay.
And I'm like going, are you freaking kidding me?
Wow.
So I have to sit, you're telling me until the end of October, I have to bite my tongue and let the passive aggressiveness run in my head.
You have to learn to sort of like balance that, right? Yeah. Because Libra is all about balance.
It is.
It's the scales of justice, it's balance, it's equality. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you're going to have to sort of let the other person have their hissy fits, their tantrums, and you sit and watch. Are you done? Okay, let's talk.
Oh, but I'm doing the right thing. Damn, I'm awesome.
That's what you got to do. Are you done? Okay, let's go have lunch.
That's going to take some practice. I have a tip though, in addition to that for you. Sometimes a lot we can get a lot of relief by just saying what's so, right?
Yeah.
So when you're allowing that other person to have their little rave, right? And the passive aggressive responses start doing that, text them to your phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get to express them, but they don't get all over everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
There you go.
Because it'll drive you crazy trying to bite your tongue for a month and a half.
But because it's about compromise and not having fights and a tug of war, right? Because Libra is more patient and more compassionate, we might have to allow that, you know, that other person to have their hissy fit, their tantrum, allow it, watch it, see it, don't react to it, and then go to lunch.
Yep. And then go. I like how you say, and then go to lunch. I'm liking that part. Okay.
Right? I mean, are we going to have that composure to do that? You know, I don't know. It depends on the maturity level, right?
Honestly, it does depend on the maturity level. 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty good. I have had somebody very recently push me to a point where I've never been in terms of my demeanor.
How did you handle it?
Very poorly. Very poorly.
What happened to the crone? The wise.
Well, it went right out the window.
As my friends in Detroit would say, I lost every bit of spirituality I thought I had.
Sometimes we do, though. I hear you guys. Sometimes we do.
Yeah, honestly, it was. And yeah, I've never, as a matter of fact, Kevin kind of looked at me like, I don't know who just arrived.
It's hard. It is hard.
I have no clue who this is because this is not how she ever behaves, ever. And I'm like,
very hard. And also depending on where you have your Libra, like you have it in the first house.
Yeah, I do.
Wherever we have it, it's going to affect that particular area of your life.
I have it in a lot. So it's my moon.
Really?
Libra. Yeah, Libra's my moon. Hold on. Let me pull this up because you're gonna really, I think, appreciate this. And I think my Libra friends will appreciate this. Okay. So for me, my moon is Libra. Then for me, my first house is Libra in Mars. It's also in Uranus.
Wow. You have a lot of Libra.
I have a ton.
But you know what that means, right?
It's also what does it mean? It means unbalanced.
Is your emotions, right? And it's also conditioning with your past emotions that you may have unhealed or healed, whatever, right? So you're going to get triggered for the ones that are not healed, the emotions that have been suppressed. You're going to be triggered. So when somebody triggers you, then you got to sit back and say, why am I being triggered? Where did this come from? Where did it start? Right.
Yeah.
So then it gives you the awareness and then it gives you the composure to realize that it's just a trigger.
Thank you. And I did know. So that day, like I said, where I behaved very badly, I was like, this is and I really did. And I did apologize. Because I was like, I have no clue where that came from. And I don't ever need to go there. But I did recognize it as a trigger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did. And I've had somebody trigger me similarly who had the same, it was a male, who had the same demeanor and who was in that demeanor was belittling and assertive and aggressive.
Years ago?
That particular one, that one was really a long time ago. The
so
one
that's
of them.
The trigger. That man, and then this personality triggered that memory.
And that would explain it. Yeah, because he was a misogynistic.
That's it. That's the trigger.
He was
that time long ago.
And actually, it's really interesting because they both similar personalities.
Yeah, and also because you have it in your rising sign. The rising sign is, is the mask that we wear. That's what we show the world. Although we're not that mask, we're deeper. We're the sun sign deeper within, but the rising sign is the mask.
So my rising is Virgo.
Your rising is Virgo. I thought you said your first house was, you said something with Libra. Didn't you say that?
My first house, it says, is Libra.
But is it?
No. I'm sorry. So why is this? This is very odd.
So
I apologize. It is. So my first house is Virgo. Second house is Libra. I read it. Yeah. Second house is Libra.
Okay.
Yeah. But for some reason, Libra also shows up for Mars for me. I'll have to just I'll take a photo and send it to you.
Okay.
So I'm curious, can you help me?
Yeah.
All right. So I have in Libra, I have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. The Sun is in my 10th house and Mercury and Venus are in my 11th house.
Oh, okay. Because what happens is, by degrees, sometimes they move into another house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that means you have how many planets in Libra?
I have 3 planets in Libra. One is in my 10th house, the sun. And then the other 2 are in my 11th house.
All right. So let's talk about the sun in the 10th house, which is where Mars is going. That's your career sector. The 10th house has to do with career. It has to do with your father, right? The dominant father figure. So maybe situations with Mars are going to surface that are, your career. Mars is really an excellent planet when we're balanced to move your career forward.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is. It becomes warlike when we're out of balance, right? So you sort of have like a clean slate right now to reinvent yourself, to recreate your career in a whole new way. You're rebirthing.
You know what? I am actually. I was working with somebody yesterday to start the funnels for this the new challenge and the 6-week program that I'm offering, and then the membership thing. So yeah, it really is. Things are happening that I have been trying to make happen for so long and haven't. So
yeah, we got to utilize those energies and really move forward with the energies. It's almost like when God gives us lemons, we create lemonade, right? And I always say, even with Pluto, I say that, if you're stuck in a basement full of mold, create art, because that's what it is. It is what it is. What am I going to do here? I'm going to,
but it's true.
Do something with myself, right?
Yeah.
And so the energies are there to utilize it. Sometimes even anger can catapult you into creating something amazing. So that's what's called for right now, using all that energy to really rebuild ourselves.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, what's the number today? Is it
1?
8 or 1? 1.
So 1 is all about, again, leadership, independence, new beginnings, right? Fresh starts. So let's utilize that energy for that. It's all about, like I wrote a post today, and back in June, I had sort of like an epiphany where I'm like, okay, what am I afraid of? Myself. There's no other person blocking me, but my own thoughts telling me, no, you can't do this. No, you're not going to get there. Nobody else is telling me but me. So sometimes we become our own worst enemies. And I decided to, take fear head on. And also I decided to let go of things that I wasn't seeing the fruit of those labors, and just, not squander my energies, and just putting the energy on, things that I can see the fruit of it. And so I eliminated a lot of, chaos within my own life. So sometimes we have to do that. We have to sort of reevaluate, rebuild, reconstruct, and start fresh.
Yep.
With a new mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
definitely. I like that. No, definitely. I agree. Totally.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for that report.
You're welcome.
I'm definitely looking forward to
I love
Vegas now.
You, Gayle.
What?
I love the new you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're just getting all into it there, girlfriend.
I am feeling so much lighter than I have in weeks. Just
good.
Absolute
love
weeks.
It.
Yeah.
So let's hear from Miss Krista.
Yes. Are we excited? This week's crystal is Tiger's Eye. And so it's funny. I took a photo. I carried the Tiger's Eye that I had with me all day yesterday. I can't find it today.
You lost it.
Well, yeah, it's somewhere else. I might be using it in another dimension. That's all I'm thinking. It's all good. And, the kind of week I've been having, don't doubt it. Kevin took my keys this morning. It's just been one of those weeks where
Tiger Eye probably said, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Well, on an up note, I've been wearing a beautiful pair of red Tiger's Eye or Falcon's Eye in my ears all day that my lovely friend made for me. So I've been wearing them. But Tiger's Eye, it was kind of funny. I've had one of these the last 2 weeks, have had these really great ups and then these really incredible downs. And of course, I'm just like going, what the heck has been happening? So, because it's not something that I've had control of, I'm just like observing, and I end up being pulled into it. And I'm like, wait, I don't need to be part of this. Kind of thing. So, some of you can relate. So when Tiger's Eye came up, like with any of the stones, of course I go, of course this is the crystal of the week. Of course it is. Because really and truly, one of the big things is it's about protection. It's a good grounding stone. It has flash in it. So anytime there's a crystal or a stone that has flash, that would be moonstone, labradorite, of course, tiger's eye, and various other ones. Lepidolite has flash in it, just a bit of a different flash.
Yeah.
But anytime a stone has flash, it is a protection stone. So think of it like a mirror, because what that flash is doing is reflecting out. It's like this laser or I don't know, this shield. Let's think like Star Wars for a moment. It is a shield that protects you.
I like that.
Wow. And so, and not saying that by protecting you, it eliminates you from really what's going on. Think of it as it's protecting you, but so you can still be an observer of what's going on, so that you can have a moment to have that step back and go, oh, really and truly, how am I affecting this situation? Or how is this situation going to affect me? In those moments, think of it as that shield is up, you're able to press pause, go in slow motion, see everything happen, and then go, all righty, my option is A, my option is B, and my option is C.
Yeah, I mean, just like I was saying before with the, let the person have their tantrum and watch them have it. And
it's perfect for that. Absolutely.
And it really is perfect for it, because it allows you that moment, that kind of like, I'm going to stand here, be an observer, like you were saying, and protect myself from, all of what you're doing right there. And then we can go to lunch. However,
let's say I'm having a tantrum and I see you just standing there looking at me like nothing is wrong. I'm going to get pissed, because usually people that are having the tantrum, they're trying to get the other person's attention somehow or reaction. And it's when it's not happening, they get even worse,
Yeah. It can. Well, you can have that extreme where they get worse, or if they're somebody who is more, enlightened and awake or woke. I love how people have been saying, "Well, I'm woke now."
Yes.
What? But in any case, sorry, that's a whole different tangent, right?
Right. Especially for a grammar nerd like me, I hate that. I'm just you may have awakened, honey, but you ain't woke.
Yeah. I'm like, really?
Woke is what I did to you. I woke you up.
Yeah.
You didn't woke up yourself.
No. So in any case, they might actually, I know, I get it. I kind of cringe when I
love
hear
it.
many things. I cringe. I just sort of go, what? All righty. In any case, but back to this, a person who is more enlightened may, when they see somebody who's kind of, just being an observer and watching me go, wait a minute, perhaps I should take a deep breath.
Yes.
Because, and so that gives you that moment. Now, the other thing about Tiger's Eye, which really works for today, is it is an uplifting stone. So not only does that flash go up as a shield, it actually, my whole shield thing, right? And actually that flash, think of it as it's a sparkle. It's a sparkle bomb, right? So every time that you get a stone that has that flash, it's protecting you as a shield, but it's also giving you a sparkle bomb. If you're open to that sparkle bomb, right? Yeah. Not everybody really, can wrap their heads around the sparkle bombs, and because it just makes them feel uncomfortable. One of the things that I have a tendency to do with people is I make them feel uncomfortable, not intentionally. It's not like I get up and say, well, how many people can I make feel uncomfortable today? No, that's not my intention. It's just because my energy, and this is my energy. And, I just, glitter all over everybody. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, nobody can be that happy. That's illegal.
Oh my gosh.
Right? The look. Oh my God, the look. Oh,
I love the animation. I love it.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, I'm a very animated person. What can I say?
I like that.
Right?
So, but the other thing that's going to work with what Gayle was talking about, Gayle, I have to get you. You're over here,
right?
Right?
Yeah,
over there. Gayle, with what you were talking about is Tiger's Eye works with success, and it works with helping you create success. It's an abundance stone. So, when I do abundance things, Tiger's Eye is definitely a great one to work with. Now, when I say abundance, please understand, I am not saying that the bank is going to call you up and say, we're delivering, $1 million to your door. That isn't what I mean by abundance. Abundance comes in many shapes, forms, and it's not always financial. Abundance can be experiences that are abundant. Usually whether it's positive or negative, because guess what? You can always find something positive, even in those negative moments. And believe me, when I tell you, I'm working really hard at finding them.
There's got to be a pony in there somewhere.
Yes. I swear there's a prize in this Cracker Jacks box. Sorry.
So funny.
I've just been having quite a day, haven't I? But no, so yeah, the abundance can appear in so many different ways, but using Tiger's Eye is a great abundance stone, and a great way to start using Tiger's Eye. If you want to use it for abundance stone, carry it with you, and whenever you're spiraling down and thinking about what you don't have or what is not working for you, touch that stone and change your dialogue. Change the dialogue from what you don't have to, what, I am one lucky person because I have a roof over my head.
Yeah.
I have a nice squishy pillow to put my head on, and my favorite blanket is on my bed or couch or in your basket by your favorite chair or whatever the case may be. We all have those little small things to be thankful for. And so when you start putting that and attaching it to the stone, because that's what that becomes. It becomes an attachment.
Yeah.
And it changes the conversation with the stone. It also changes the conversation that you have up here. Mm-hmm. So using the crystals, not just as in, hey, well, Krista said it will do this. You have to kind of incorporate it into what you're doing. I mean, for me today, I'm wearing it on my ears. Yesterday, I carried them in my pockets. And every time I practiced exactly what I said. Anytime that one of my little negative Nelly thoughts came up, it was like, wait a minute, hold on. And I attached a positive to it to help reframe what it was I was thinking. So Tiger's Eye has, there are many other aspects that you can use and how it attaches. A couple of things, because we have been talking about our planets. I will talk about more. I thought I was going to say what planet, but that one doesn't have what planet, but it has a day of the week. Tiger's Eye is attached to Sunday. So think about that. It also, of course, like the name, tiger's eye, its animal is a tiger. It's the plants that it's associated with is ginger and cumin.
Ooh.
So that's something to think about. Yeah, it is a little spicy. And just as a reference, ginger is also a great essential oil to use with it.
So is cumin.
And cumin is another good essential oil to use with it. But another great one, if you're part of the doTERRA family, is because it works with your digestion, in particular, the tiger's eye, is to use the Digest Zen or the Slim and Sassy with it, or the Zenodrin. Zendocrine, that's it, Zendocrine. I'm like trying to remember from the top of my because I don't have it right here. And because that it helps with the emotional side of everything, and it releases the stress of it from your gut. So
and the gut is big, huge, you know. If our gut isn't right, forget it.
100%.
And that is that was really one of the things that came up when I was sitting with the Stones yesterday to talk about, was making sure that people understood that it is also a lot of the stones, as well as the essential oils, correspond with parts of our body.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to make sure that I shared that.
I use crystals and I use oils, essential oils.
Yeah, me too. So I wanted to make sure. So I am all done with the crystal of the week.
Awesome. You know what?
So how are you going to make it together?
Gayle has
before we move into that, I want to point out or shine a light back on something that you said that I really wish people would understand a little bit better. And that is what those two words mean: abundance and prosperity.
Yes.
Neither one of them are definitive just about money.
No.
It's a general energy. When something is abundant, you can have an abundant harvest, more pumpkins than you could possibly shake a stick at. You could have an abundance of children. In America today, more than 3 is an abundance of children. We don't have the big families we used to have, right?
No.
So it's just a matter of having more of whatever it is. If you're working on your financial prosperity and you are focused on your bills and asking for abundance, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have more bills. You may end up having more money, but they're going to spend it on more bills. So be very, very careful when you're working on your financial prosperity that your mind's in the right spot. Because abundance just means more. And prosperity means to grow. It's also not financially exclusive, right? So, you want your assets, your holdings to grow. Definitely. You want the number in your bank account to grow. Definitely. Absolutely. But again, it's not just about money. It's about, my business is now going to prosper because I'm in a better mind state than I have been in the past, right? Now that may bring me more money and probably will, but it's actually going to allow me to be out there more in society, be seen more, help more people grow, expand, evolve myself. Right. And the byproduct of that is money. So I wanted to throw back to that because those are such key concepts.
It is
when we are working on what we're doing with our lives. All right. So here we go. You got this. You got this. You got this, people.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Right.
I love it.
So it's
perfect.
It's that freaking simple. It really is. Now is the time that is all that has gone before has fallen away. We will be focusing specifically on these things that can help us rise. These things that can help us have joy. These things that can help us succeed, right? And all you have to remember in all of it, I mean, literally all of it, is you got this. Right? I
affirmation.
Huh?
A great affirmation.
It really is.
It really
is. I was having lunch with a friend recently, and I was telling her about all of these things that I was taking on and changing my life entirely, and all of the things that really had me frightened about what was going to come next. And she looked at me and she said, Gayle, I believe in you. And I mean, I just felt this sensation come over me. And I looked back at her and I said, I believe in me because you believe in me.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And it's what we do for each other, right?
Yeah.
So in those moments, when we're getting passive aggressive in our head and we're getting petty and we're planning out murder scenarios until we figure out how we can, like get away scot-free. Oh, that one's not going to work. How about this? And thinking about powdered donuts and what's that stuff that's in apple seeds? arsenic and powdered donuts and all of those types of things, right?
She's human.
Thoughts are thoughts. Thoughts are thoughts. Actions change the world.
Actions change things. It's thought.
Right.
It's thought. Yeah.
But remind yourself you got this. And I don't mean that you can get away with murder. Yeah. But you can survive this situation without committing murder, right? Yes. You can survive this situation without setting fire to, the family farm, as it were, right?
Yeah.
You can.
That would be Mars energy for sure.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, we're going to have a week ahead where there's going to be a lot of energy that is just dying to manifest, right? So pick your joy and know you got this. And if you need a little extra help, whether it's oils or whether it's crystals, grab a piece of tiger's eye. That's one of the easiest crystals to find.
You can find it everywhere. Yeah,
right?
It's a very easy one to find. Yep.
And what's even better is that tiger's eye is one of those crystals that men have no problem wearing.
Yes.
Right. There are a lot of crystals that we recommend for whatever purposes. And there are a lot of guys that are like, I'm not walking around with pink tourmaline. I'm just not doing it. Tiger's eye is one of those ones that men can wear on pinky rings every day, tie clips, whatever you have. So point being, grab a piece of tiger eye, infuse it with your intention. Know that you got this, and you got little helpers all over the place. And do like Krista said, when those petty, passive-aggressive thoughts come up, redirect them and attach it to that crystal. And know that you got this, no matter what it takes, no matter what's in front of you, right? Your creator did not bring you this far to drop you on your head now.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And although I'm not saying it won't feel like that sometimes. It felt like that this week for me, right? It can feel like that at times. But again, you got this. You will get through it. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. If you feel like you can't live out the day, go to sleep. It'll be tomorrow when you wake up.
Yeah.
That's right.
To look at these challenges, like what you were having last week, as an initiation process. You're going through a test to evolve even to another, level of consciousness. That's how I look at it.
I love that. God was hazing me.
There you go.
Wait, I'm being initiated.
You should get really excited. Woo! Where's the party?
Exactly.
Celebrate.
Yes.
My heart goes to all of you out there. I mean, the pieces that aren't already living with Krista and Damaris anyway. my heart really goes out to all of you. Any one of you who thinks that you don't have what it takes to have the dream that is in your heart. Because the truth is, you got this. And like Damaris is learning, like I'm learning, like Krista's learning in her own ways, that voice in your head is not always your friend. That voice in your head is meant to protect you, right? It's not meant to fulfill you. It's never going to lead you to fulfillment, right?
No.
Because its job is to keep the biology, the bio entity safe from harm. So it's never going to put you at risk. It's never going to lead to joy. It's never going to lead to expansion. It's not meant for that. So stop fucking listening to it.
I love that.
It's not going to work that way.
Yeah. Because that voice in your head, that isn't your intuition, by the way. Just sharing that. So don't confuse your intuition as being the voice in your head.
Yeah.
Because no, I have, I call him the mean girl and the bully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how I just refer to him. And I find if you give them different jobs, it's helpful.
I'm going to have to put mine to work. I have the committee. What was that,
Yeah.
Damaris?
There's a book by Debbie Ford, and it's called the Dark Side of the Light Chasers. And so it's all the shadows, right, that we have, and confronting them.
Yeah. It's funny. We were talking about rising signs and stuff like that, and how there's the mask, right?
The mask.
The mask. Well, I've got Scorpio rising. And I have a very dark sense of humor. And my humor runs, from the macabre to the totally inappropriate.
Yeah. Sounds like a Scorpio.
And it makes it difficult because look at me. I don't look like, that I should be, like Miss Teen Goth. I look like I should be giving you a crown of daisies, right? But the voice in my head, like the humor, all of that, it's like I get quiet for a while until I gauge whether or not you can take the real me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But all right,
right? You're a Libra with a Scorpio rising.
I'm a Libra with a Scorpio rising and a Scorpio moon. So emotionally, I'm also very dark. Right?
Yeah.
Did you do your reading for the card?
You didn't do your card.
No, I did pull it today, but I did not talk about it. That's why we're ahead of time. Got it. Okay, great. All right, let's get this back here because it's an amazing card of the day for today. It really is.
Let's hear it.
The High Priestess.
I love it. I love that card.
Me too.
Okay, well then tell me about it.
All right. So what you need to know today, you'll find within yourself. All right. Answers will come to you if you can quiet your mind, right? So again, posting back to what we were just talking about, right? Quiet your mind, your brain, the one that's telling you things designed to protect you, right? And allow the answers to come up from your gut.
Yes.
Right? Your gut and your heart, they've got their own brain going on there. And that's the one that we need to train ourselves to listen to.
Yep.
Not the one that talks in words. Right?
Images. Against them.
Yeah.
It tells us that we don't have this. You don't have it.
Right.
Right. You got this, right?
Right. Exactly. Now, seek a quiet, solitary place and just listen to the voice that comes up from deep inside you, right? Just deep inside you. I'll give you a really good example of that. The other day I got a hit to go to Goodwill, and my brain is like, what the fuck you need a Goodwill, right? And I don't have a problem going to Goodwill and buying stuff that's secondhand. I mean, I'm not proud like that or anything like that. But I'm moving. I'm getting rid of stuff. Why am I going into Goodwill, right? And I really didn't have any need, anything that I was looking for, anything that I wanted. And I ended up finding a leaded glass crystal pitcher with an 8-pointed star. It's about this big.
Wow.
Only holds about 2 cups. It is, and it shines with the rainbows when the light hits it, right? For $3. Yeah, $3. And it is the perfect ritual decanter I could ever possibly imagine. Right?
Perfect.
So just, all you got to do is follow that hunch. Follow that. I wasn't looking for that, but it's small, it'll pack well, and it's beautiful. And apparently somebody attached to me up here in the ethers wanted that to be part of the collection.
I love that.
I love that.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah. And that, just even looking at that little decanter, because of all of its cuts and the fact that it's leaded glass and the 8-pointed star that's etched on it, the inner lines of it are, like a pentagram. Yeah. And it's like got protection around the pentagram on 2 levels, the way that it's etched. And it's just, I would never have known to look for it.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, I love it when that's how I do the same as you. I've been in a similar situation. I'm moving. Why the hell do I need to go get more shit? And it's like, but I'm being called. Oh.
Yeah. And the best part, it was only $3.
Right.
And I love those. That is amazing. Oh my
gosh. Yeah. I wish I had brought it in here. I didn't think we'd be talking about it to show you. But the point is, like Krista just said, like I've just described, when you start listening and training yourself to listen to that voice that comes from within, right? From your gut, from your heart, and you start taking actions going, okay, I don't know why I'm doing this, right? But I need to do this, right? That's a sign that your brain is like offline. It doesn't even know what's going on, right? And that's good. That's good, right? And you will find the most amazing surprises out of that, and the most amazing joyful things. So again, you got this. Listen to your heart. Follow your heart. Listen to your gut. Follow your gut. And tell the committee in your head to sit down and shut the fuck up. It's not in charge.
Yes, I love that.
Anyways, all right. So, ladies, what do you guys got going on this week? Coming up? Any launches? What you doing? I know Damaris has got a book.
Damaris has a book, and I'm excited about that. But okay. So you guys saw that we're over 200, or we're at 200 members now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and I didn't write their names. Katie is one of them, and I think it's Ashley. They actually live here with me.
Oh
my gosh. Yes. So I'm going to tell you all what their prize is. Tomorrow, they are coming to my house, and we are picking the next 22 weeks of crystals.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that's what they get to help me do, because I was like, and so I'm pulling out a couple of different decks that I have, and I have photos of crystals that are mine. And so we're going to lay everything out, and then we're going to pick. So that as we're doing it, it's going to end up being a bit different than it has been. And we'll see what happens. I don't think that there is a coincidence in anything.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. Hey, and then the other really cool thing about Katie who's coming, she's a photographer and just did a whole witch series of photos. They're really cool. I'm going to share. She said I could share them in our group because they're really cool. And I think you guys might get a kick out. Well, I think you all will enjoy them.
Yes, I'm sure.
So yeah.
Love it.
Very good.
But that's what I'm doing.
And
I'm also doing, if you want,
part of that. That's awesome.
yes, and I'm going to record it And then I'm going to share bits and pieces. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to share bits and pieces, but I thought it would be kind of fun that you guys can be part of the selection as well.
Yes.
I love that.
Awesome. Damaris, quickly, tell us about the book. This is freaking amazing.
So the book is the physical book is coming out Friday. And we're doing a launch. We're going to be doing like a Zoom because obviously we're all over the world. Some of the writers, Spain, different countries. There's only like 3 of us here in New York, and everybody else is from different places. So we're doing like a Zoom launch, and we're all just like inviting people to. It's in Spanish. That's the only thing. But we're inviting people to listen to each author a little bit about their story. For me, like I said, I wrote about my awakening process on the physical level, so to speak, because I used to be in my spiritual bubble and didn't realize so many things. But I have to ground myself, bring myself, and ground myself and be present to what's going on around me instead of flying around with the fairies. So, so pretty much it was like my awakening process. I spoke about everything that I learned throughout the shutdowns. And so, and it's also, stories of hope and perseverance and, connecting more with source, because we were so busy all the time, running here, running there, and the world came to a standstill, and it made you question your immortality. It made us question our connection, family, all of that. Like we didn't have time for that, so everybody wrote a little bit about, what they went through. Some people lost members of their family and they wrote how hard that was. A lady was in quarantine, I think twice for like a whole month by herself.
Oh my.
And it was really hard because she had it, then it wasn't going away sort of. So she had to go into quarantine for another 14 days. It ended up that she was by herself completely for like, I'm going to say a month. And so, it's very lonely, very, again, you.
Well, and then once you do like 4 weeks in solitary confinement, there is a retraining to be able to go out in public comfortably.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And imagine being alone for a month without having contact with anybody. I wonder how that is. I mean, at least I was home with my family, but a lot of hardships, but we all persevered. And so we're leaving a little bit of, little breadcrumbs sort of like behind. So when we're not around, the next couple of generations can read that book and say, wait a minute, if they have something like this go on, wait a minute, let me look at what these people did,
Yeah.
So that's really what it is. That's why it's called a legacy for humanity through the pandemic.
Nice.
That's the name of the book. So and it won an award because there was no other book that year, Spanish written books, that had so much heart in it, so to speak, from so many different people all over the world, because it's not just, it's from everywhere. And some countries had it really bad, worse than here, it was really bad.
Yeah,
imagine so. All right, well, congratulations on that coming out and the award, and we're so proud of you, very proud of you.
We are.
Thank you.
We are running long. I just want to remind people, keep an eye out, because we are launching the new challenge and the new 6-week and the new membership, monthly membership program through Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I want to take a second to congratulate this week's winner. Congratulations, Tanya Pesci.
Wonderful.
Congratulations, Tanya. Thanks so much for being a devoted and
thank you.
benevolent viewer. Please reach out to us. Let us know which of us 3 you would like to present. Damaris is like, I've already done for you.
Yes.
Try the new ones.
Yes.
Pick someone new.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that because that's awesome.
Yeah.
But Tanya, reach out to us. I do intuitive tarot readings and tapping. Krista does crystal readings. Oh, sorry, wrong side.
Yeah,
I
there
knew
you
better
go.
than that. Yeah, Krista does crystal readings, and Damaris does. You know what Damaris does. So
Yeah, she has to make one of those too. Yeah.
Okay.
Damaris is like, I don't want you. Go.
No, I want her to experience, one of you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you again, Tanya, and thank you all of you for watching and listening to us and commenting and laughing along with us, especially through when we all have like really bad weeks. Because this for 1 hour a week, we all get to come here and be the coven of joy.
Yes.
Be happy to see each other, connected to each other, talking to each other. Thank you all so very, very much. And thank you to our sponsors and contributors. Of course, Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista. Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. And yours truly, Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. All of us at the Three Crones and the Woo-Woo, thank you for spending your time with us. That is the most precious resource that any of us have.
Absolutely.
And have a phenomenal week. Bye.
Thank you.